Something is wrong, and you felt it for a long time. Not in a dramatic way, not with shouting or chaos, just a quiet weight that followed you everywhere. It sits on your chest when you wake up, before your feet even touch the floor. A low-level anxiety you can't explain. A sense that something isn't quite right, but you can't put your finger on it. You replay conversations in your head, searching for the moment you might have messed up. Did you say too much? Did you misunderstand the tone? Were you being too sensitive again? Slowly, almost without noticing, you've started blaming yourself for the tension in your relationships. You tell yourself you're emotional, difficult, hard to deal with. But here is the truth no one has said out loud to you yet. It isn't you. There is likely someone in your life who is quietly destabilizing your mind, not with obvious cruelty, but with precision, with subtle psychological pressure that feels like your own thoughts turning against you. They don't need to yell. They don't need to threaten. They control you by making you doubt yourself. There are specific patterns they use, so consistent that once you see them, you'll never miss them again. Think about what happens the moment you try to set a boundary. A normal situation. Someone asks you for a favor. You're tired, you're busy, or you simply don't want to. So you say no. To a healthy person, the moment ends there. They accept it. They move on. But with this person, something shifts instantly. The air feels heavier. Their face changes. The silence becomes loud. Maybe they sigh deeply. Maybe they say something like, "I thought we were closer than that." Or, "It's fine, I'll just handle it myself." And suddenly, guilt floods your body. You feel selfish, cold, like you've disappointed someone who needed you. That feeling is not accidental. They are training your empathy against you, conditioning your nervous system to associate boundaries with pain. So next time, before you even think, you say yes. Not because you want to, but because you don't want to feel that crushing guilt again. If you often find yourself apologizing after standing up for yourself or feeling sick for hours after a simple boundary, understand this. Healthy people do not need explanations to respect your no. The next time it happens, don't defend yourself. Don't justify. Don't over-explain. Say, "I can't," and stop talking. Watch what happens when the guilt they're trying to give you has nowhere to land. There is another pattern that is even more disorienting. You remember something clearly, a promise, a plan, a conversation. You know it happened, but when you bring it up, they look at you calmly and tell you that you're wrong. They say it never happened, or that you're remembering it incorrectly. They sound so confident that doubt creeps in. You start wondering if your memory is unreliable, if you misunderstood, if something is wrong with you. Over time, this creates confusion, anxiety, and a sense of losing your grip on reality. This is not accidental. It is a deliberate attempt to make you distrust your own perception so that they become the authority on what is real. If you feel foggy, uncertain, or mentally unstable around one specific person, pay attention. Your mind is reacting to manipulation. The solution is not to argue or prove yourself. It's to trust yourself more than you trust them. Keep track of things if you need to. Save messages. And when they deny your reality, state what you know once and disengage. The moment you stop needing their permission to believe your own memory, their control weakens. Another exhausting pattern happens when you finally speak up for your feelings. You choose your words carefully. You stay calm. You explain that something they did hurt you. You're not attacking them. You're asking to be heard. But instead of listening, they collapse. They cry. They get angry. They say things like, "I guess I'm just a terrible person," or "You always think the worst of me." And within minutes, everything flips. Now they're the one in pain, and you're the one apologizing. Your emotions disappear. Your hurt is never addressed. The conversation ends with you comforting the person who hurt you. This ensures one thing: your emotions are buried and theirs dominate the relationship. Emotionally healthy people can hear that they caused pain without making themselves the victim. If someone repeatedly turns your vulnerability into a reason to attack or collapse, you must stay grounded. Acknowledge their feelings, but return to yours. And if they refuse to listen, end the conversation. Your emotions do not need to be earned or justified. There are also smaller cuts that are easy to miss. Comments that sound nice on the surface but leave you feeling off. You're brave for wearing that. You're pretty for someone like you. I could never look like that, but good for you. If you point it out, they retreat behind innocence. They accuse you of being too sensitive. They say they were just joking. But your body already told you the truth. Real compliments don't leave you feeling smaller. These subtle jabs keep you confused and doubting your worth. They work because they're quiet. Notice how you feel after someone speaks to you. If you feel diminished instead of uplifted, pay attention. You're not imagining it. The most dangerous pattern of all starts quietly. They question your friends. They criticize your family. They make faces when you mention other people. They say no one understands you like they do. They imply others don't really care. Over time, your world shrinks until they are your main source of emotional support, your main source of validation, your main reference point for reality. This is not love. Anyone who truly cares about you wants you connected, supported, and surrounded. Isolation keeps you dependent. Connection sets you free. If anyone ever forces you to choose between them and the rest of your life, choose your life. Every time. Once you recognize these patterns, you can't unsee them. This week, pick just one. The next time it appears, refuse to play along. Don't take the guilt. Don't doubt your memory. Don't abandon yourself to protect their comfort. You may see anger, confusion, withdrawal. That's not failure. That's the moment their power breaks. When manipulators lose control, they reveal who they are. And when you walk away from manipulation, you don't lose anything. You gain yourself back. Manipulation survives in confusion and self-doubt. But the moment you trust your inner compass, the fog clears, and you realize the exit was there all along.